Hey everyone, welcome to Nicole and Dime. Thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. My name is Nicole and I share cheap and easy DIYs for events, decor, holidays, and more. You may have seen me on TikTok or Instagram where I have gained millions of views and thousands of followers by posting short form videos. But now I'm coming to YouTube to give more in-depth tutorials and show you how you can turn low cost into high end easily. Let's get started. Today, let's bulk address all of our envelopes in minutes using Microsoft. All right, so here's what you're gonna do. First, we need to make this the proper size of an envelope. So you're gonna go to File, and you're going to go to Page Setup. And you're gonna go over here to Paper Size, and there should be an envelope size in the presets. But if there's not, you could just go down here to Manage Custom Sizes. Again, I already have one set, but you can click this plus sign right here, in which you'd be able to type in everything that you needed to. So I'm going to do envelope. If your cards are 5x7, it's important that you add a little space because the envelopes are a little bit bigger where the card wouldn't fit. So we're doing 5.12 by 7.12 inches. I always close out all of the margins. Okay, and here we are. So you want to change that to landscape because that's the way envelopes are, and you're going to click OK. So now this is the size of our card. So from here, you can kind of insert all of the formatting, all the pretty colors, stuff like that. So I'm going to go to text box, draw a text box. I'm going to write my return address label. My last name is not Smith, but you get the idea. I have so many fonts on my computer, it's embarrassing. But so let's do this one. I'm going to make it red. That makes sense. I want to get rid of all this background. So it's important with text box to know that the background is always going to be white by default, so you want to change that to no fill. And you also don't want this border right here, at least not for this project. So same thing, shape format, no outline, done. Just to make this part easier whenever adding text box for the rest of the program, which you will, I just like to copy and paste the text box so the format is already done. It's already cleared out, all that stuff. So 123 Maple Street. I don't know. I don't live in Chicago, so whatever. So I do Command A to select all of them, and now I'm obviously going to change the font to something that can be read. Make it a little bit smaller, way smaller for a return address label, and I'll leave it red, just personal preference. If you want the line right here to be, like the space in between to be less, you can come up here and click Remove Space after paragraph. That's an option. Depending on the font, it might cut some things off. If you want to go one step further, if the setting is not exactly what you like it, you can go to line spacing options. Instead of multiple, I click exactly. And I would start with like an 18 font. Yeah, and that's a little bit better. So that's something you could do. Just another way to make Microsoft Word work the way you want to. So now's the fun part. So this is going to be where you are addressing everybody's name. This is the field that's going to change when we go into mail merge. So I'm going to highlight the name and I'm going to say the Jones family. And this doesn't matter. This is just so you get your formatting and style down. I want it to be, let's do this fun, elegant script, right like that. I like it really dramatic. If I'm printing at home and I set the margins and the spacing, like I want it big. I want it dramatic, okay? Maybe that's a little too big. But if you want something in between 48 and 72, which I never understood when Microsoft Word did that, just double click, highlight it, and make it, I don't know, 55, whatever you want. You're not married to the font size options in this dialog box. You can type it whatever you want. So Jones family, let's make it gold. That'll be fun. And I'm just copying and pasting. I just think it's easier to do that. It's Command or Control C to copy, Command or Control V to paste. And now we are going back to adding our address. Right, so now we obviously have to make this smaller, and I want something legible again, like I did before. Beautiful. I'll make this green. Get all the Christmas colors in there. All right, so you could stop here and go straight to mail merge. Oh wait, a comma should not be there. That is not proper. You can go straight to mail merge. What I like to do is I like to put some fun Christmas graphics on it. So I would open up Google and let's do, I don't know, Christmas. Yeah, let's do Christmas bells. Images. Oh, those were actually kind of pretty. Never mind. I thought it was like art. Let's make them look watercolor. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So what I would do here is I copy it, go to this remove.bg website. I love this website. You just click Command V, paste the image right in there, and it gets rid of your background, which you can't tell here because the background was white. But I'm going to copy the image, go back into Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to paste it right there. So whenever you paste an image into Microsoft Word, the default is that you can't move it. See how it's, yeah, like that. So you're going to click it, you're going to right click or double click. You're going to go to wrap text and do behind text. And now you can move it wherever you want. You can move it, change the sizing, all that stuff. I don't know where I want it. Be careful putting stuff near the edge. You never know how your margins are going to come off on your printer. But that looks cute. That looks festive. Whatever. There's so many things you could do. I've done so many things throughout the years. I've added garlands. I've added like stamp outlines. I did like a North Pole postage mark. This year I did a giant bow. But this is just an example. So then you're going to go to picture format and you could change a bunch of stuff here. You can make it completely bronze, which I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. You could change the contrast, the brightness. You can make it even like more watercolory. Totally up to you. I kind of like that. I'll leave it. I like when I'm printing at home to make it a little bit more transparent just to save on ink. So that's also something you could do. And there we go. So now, I like it. It's good enough. We're not, building a cathedral here. So now you're probably wondering, how do we get all of your addresses in here without you having to manually type every single one? So what you're going to do here is you need to put your entire address book in Microsoft Excel. So there's two different ways you could do this. One, you could just do name and address. Okay, so you put the entire address in here. So I would say the Grinch lives at 47 Maple Ave. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, and now if you want to enter in Excel, make a separate line, you click Option, Enter, and then it keeps all of your text in that same cell. I hope that makes sense. If you're typing and you just press Enter, it changes you to a different cell. If you want to stay in that cell, press Option, Enter, at least on Mac, and go typing your next thing. So I'm going to write, I don't know, the Grinch is living in Savannah this year. And again, I don't know any zip codes. Okay, so that's that. Then we'll do Kevin Callister. I know his address is all over the internet. I don't remember what it is, but I know it's Lincoln Boulevard. Lincoln Boulevard. I know he's not actually in Chicago, but we're doing that. Another fun thing I like to do is I like to space out the zip code like that. I don't know. I think it's fun. So you get the idea. I'll do one more just to really show you. Oh, let's do Scott Calvin. Scoot Calvin. Scott Calvin. 12 Orchard Lane. I don't know. Yeah, you can go back and forth. Like sometimes I just do the abbreviation. Sometimes I write out the word. I don't know. The world is your oyster. Where does he live? Is he in Denver? I don't know. He is now. Whatever. It's all up to you how you want to do it. If you want to keep the zip code on one line, it's really just personal preference. So what I would do now is you're going to want to go to File. You're going to want to save it as, and I'm just going to put it, book one in my downloads just for right now. So you're going to go back into Microsoft Word, and you want to make sure this is saved as an Excel document. Okay, so you're going to highlight the name, and we're going to go into mailings. Now, I go to select recipients, use an existing list. Okay, now I know, remember where I saved it? It was in downloads. I saved it as book one, as an Excel sheet. If you have Mac and you're saving this under Sheets, there's an option in Sheets to export it as a Microsoft Excel document. So do that. I'm going to click Open. Yes, I trust it. Oh, we're loading. Okay. I do entire workbook. It just makes it easier. And click OK. So now, go back in here. I'm going to highlight the name. And under mailings, I'm going to go to Insert Merge Field. So right there, see how it says name and address? If we go back in here, these are the two titles of the two columns that we already made, name and address. Very simple. So obviously I want this to be the name field. So insert name. It's going to come up like that. And then here, I'm going to highlight it, mailings, insert merge field, and address, because that's where I want the address to go. And now, believe it or not, you're done. So we're going to go up to finish and merge. And I do edit individual documents just so I can see everything. And it's going to open up a new Word document. And here we have it. My entire spreadsheet, like my Christmas card spreadsheet personally, is 70 addresses. So when I get a new document, I open it up to 70 different envelopes printed perfectly like this. That way you can edit it. Like for some reason, this one, the zip code was kind of, this one too. See, the zip code is blocked out. Some people who have if I write someone's like the Grinch and family, sometimes it doesn't fit all the way across, like it'll cut off some words. You want to make sure the word box stretches all the way across. And that's how you do it basically. So another option, if you already have a spreadsheet that is already divided, like instead of the entire address, it's like street, town, state, zip. There's a couple different ways you could do this. So I'll fast forward through this, but I'm just going to rework this sheet to make more sense. Okay, we're back. So now I kind of broke it up a little bit more like that. So we're going to go back to File. We are going to go to Save As, and I'm just going to save it as Book 2, just so my computer doesn't get confused. All right, so now let's go back here. So I'm going to get rid of that, copy and paste this. So I'm going to do, again, just to see how everything is going to pan out. Family, I want it to be, again, I could fast forward through this as well. Super big and dramatic, like I said. This part doesn't matter because these are not real names or real people. I'm just showing you how this works. One thing I do want to point out, though, I should have said this in the first place, is I do like to stretch these dialog boxes all the way across, just in case you do have a longer family name. You can edit them individually, but it just makes it easier, less work for you in the long run. Stretch it all the way across. Okay, so now you have two options. The easiest option is keeping one dialog box. Okay, so let's go down here. So we'll do street, town, state, zip. I still think that's too big. Also important, I should have added it here, but add apartment somewhere. I'll do that right now. So let's do insert. Wrong way. Apartment number. Sometimes people have an apartment, sometimes they don't. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to save that again. Book 2. Yes, replace it. All right, cool. So now we're going to go into mailings and insert merge field. Here we go. All right, so I want to see if I go to insert merge field, it still has the book 1. I'm not working with that anymore. I'm working with a new document. So we're going to go to select recipients, use an existing list, and we are going into our downloads and we're clicking book 2. That is the new document we want Microsoft Word to pull from. So going up here, we're doing entire workbook. Click OK. And now we have all these new options. So there's two ways you could do this, like I said. One, let's enter our name right here. What you can do, and what I would do, is click street, like highlight street, insert merge field, click street. Then put a comma, highlight town and state, sorry. Okay, go here, I would click, what are we doing? Enter, just so you have that, one thing, just so you have town and state on the same line, and then zip, we're gonna highlight and click zip. And then, if applicable, it's not gonna mess up the document, I would click enter, insert merge field, apartment, and then if they have something in that apartment column, it'll come up there. So finish and merge, edit individual documents. Here we go. Play with the commas. Obviously, I just was trying to be quick for you, but we don't need to do that. But you could see here where I gave the Grinch an apartment number. It's not enough space, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But down here, Scott Calvin has the apartment number 4C. If you get to this point and you're like, this is way too messy, just exit out of this, delete it. Let's go through here. There we go. I guess we don't need the comma. Cool. I'm going to play with the formatting a little bit up here because I did not like the way any of that came out, which happens. This is not an exact science. I want this to be a little bit smaller. You know, maybe I even want the font to be different. Let's just do standard. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, we'll do that. Also make sure everything is centered. Like I said, a lot of space. Okay. Mailings, finish and merge, edit individual documents. Okay, so that's actually, I'm realizing now that's coming up a little bit more spaced out because, yeah, that's something in the sheet. So wrap text. Yeah. All right, so if I went back now that I fixed the document, that would come out better because you see the rest of them are normal. But here we go. Everything came out nicely. You see Scott Calvin has his apartment number here, but there's nothing showing up here that says apartment number. And that's pretty much it. So the last way that you can do this, which I think is kind of insane, is you could add individual text boxes. So instead of this saying street, I would delete this. Hello. And insert merge field, I would click town and state. And then I could do the same thing here and insert merge field. Oop. Erase that. Insert merge field, do zip code. I don't know why I did that. Zip. There we go. Copy and paste. Apartment number. And this way is cool if you wanted like the apartment number to be a different size or different color, or you wanted the town and the state to be a different color. So if you wanted like every line to be something different, like we'll do red and then we'll do green and then maybe this one will be yellow for some reason. I don't know. But that is an option too. You could do individual lines like that. Finish and merge, edit individual documents. And there you go. So that's an option too. It's a little bit more work, but once you get into the mail merge, it does it all for you. So really, as long as you set everything up properly in the first place, you should have no problem doing any of this. When you get here, like I said, if people's names are longer, you can move this around. If you want one person's name up here for some reason, or you want it to be funky. I don't know why you'd want to do any of this. I'm just showing you that you can. This person, you like this person less. They don't get a fun design. Whatever it might be. This one person hates the color red. You want their return address to be gold, but the rest is red. The world is your oyster. You could do whatever you want. You could save these and print another time. You could save them as PDFs, whatever you want. So when it comes time to print, though... Okay, that looks silly. Hold on. Let me fix everything now real quick. That's going to drive me nuts. I can't do a video like that. Okay, so now we're going to go to print, and you have the option to see all the invitations here. You could, if your printer does not work well under pressure, you could print one page at a time, which I have done with my current printer, which is an HP of some sort. I don't know what it is, but I find it best to put a bunch of envelopes in at one time, or it doesn't know how to pull the envelope. You know what? I'll just go videotape myself doing that, so stay tuned for that. But here we are. That is how you set up your Word document for mail merge.